Here's something I want to pose to you, Aubrey.
Okay, Gump.
Well, it's not so much. This is more of a rhetorical question. But do you think astronauts jack off in space?
Well, according to NASA, astronauts have not had sex in space.
Right, which means they have had to have jacked off because you can't go 6 months
Well, not many people have gone more than a month.
without
Goddamn.
as a loud vehicle.
Like, what's the percentage of astronauts that have stayed in space for more than a month?
Oh, quite a few. Actually, most missions are more than
Okay.
more than a month.
Well, I
At least to
wasn't
the to the ISS, most
Yeah.
of them are.
sure. Oh, yeah.
The longest continuous mission in space was 1 year long.
Was that?
His name is Scott Kelly. His brother is also an astronaut. They're twins.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, this is perfect. We'll send one of them up to space for a year, and one of them will stay on the Earth, and we'll study the biological changes that happen between them because they're genetically the same, right? And I'm thinking
Anything notable?
they got like when you're in space for I would say
Well,
more than a month, your
you're-
bone density, you basically turn into an 80-year-old man. Like you get osteoporosis just because you don't have gravity pulling down on your bones.
That,
So
but
your body,
you also decompress. So I think you get taller too.
yeah, for a little bit. Like you land, you're taller, but you're way weaker. Your like your muscle mass is way decreased. Your bone density is like super. You basically got bird bones.
Yeah.
Is that a cat
Yeah, I think there's a cat in here.
in here?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Anyway, I would sure hope astronauts have jacked off in space. I really do.
I'm guessing they have. But here's the thing. I'm guessing this was an actual engineering problem for like NASA scientists and like the Soviet space program as well back in like the space race days, like in the 60s. And I'm guessing the solutions were probably quite typical too. You know how NASA designed like that space pen that can write upside down and doesn't need air pressure to work,
Right.
and it cost them like $1 million to engineer this fucking thing,
Okay.
and then the Russians just used a pencil. I'm guessing, it was like, oh, we'll just use a pencil.
Yeah.
I'm guessing their solutions to the space ejaculate problem were much the same. Because if a dude's cranking his hog and he skeets his yeet, and Buddy's having a nap over there snoring with his mouth open, and a globule goes flying across the spacecraft.
A spunkule.
A spunkule goes flying across your capsule. Like, that's going to be a serious problem. And imagine it gets into the electrical
Oh yeah.
stuff. Like,
that's
it gums up the
detrimental
switches.
to the whole project.
Imagine it gums up the switches to the reaction control wheels. What are you doing, Kat? Get away from me. I'm sorry. I love you too, but you were being a pain in the ass. Yeah, he probably spunkuled up the fucking switches and the switchboard and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing NASA scientists developed some sort of ejaculate capture device that you put over top of your lap so that you skeet your yeet into this like fancy thing or whatever, and it collects it all.
They might have had to jerk off with a condom on.
Yeah, and see, the Russians, of course, probably just brought a dog with them to space. That's just my guess. I don't know.